All right, welcome back to the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the LTC. This is part 2 of our two-part episodes. This is our last episode for the year, 2024, and we'll take a break and catch you guys next year. But yeah, man, it's good to have you guys back on for part 2 of the podcast. Good to have you on, Kelvin. I know you missed out last night, but it's good to have you back.
Yeah, good to be back also.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We're gonna skip through the shout outs, but I'll hand it over to you, Kelvin, since you weren't here yesterday. Your shout outs.
Shout out. I just got one really. So I've been hard out into the TikTok for the last month, and follow this guy. I don't actually know his name, but he's from De La Salle here in Auckland. He's probably around our age. His name, he goes under It's Early Jakes, and I like watching his live. He does all those TikTok battles on live, but he's got this mean energy, real positive energy, and sometimes have a bad day, and I just jump on and comes out with those positive vibes. So shout out to the uso there. Yeah, that's my one shout out, and shout out to you brothers back up home. Yeah, quite full beer. It's probably hot up there as well.
Bro, it was hot as, man. Hot as. I think it went up to 29. It was 25, then went up to 29. Oh god.
Yeah, we're heading to 30s down here.
Jeez. But it's weird, because it just happened, Like, yesterday it was colder, and now it's like all of a sudden, tropical temperatures. Hey, shucks, man. You're supposed to already climatize in your own country. Yeah, man. How's your week been, bro? How's your week been?
It was second to last. It was batting second to last, and we only needed like 20 something runs, and we had 3 overs, so I was like, oh yeah, comfortable. And then I batted the 1 over. And then should have been 2 more, and then next minute, you see the umpire standing there, and I say, "Oi, it's 2 overs, eh?" And he's like, "Oh, hold up, there's a glitch on the phone." And then I'm yelling out to the players on the sideline, I said, "Silly, how many overs left?" And he goes, "Oh, we don't know. He's the one pushing the buttons." And I was like, "Oh, silly." And then next minute, there's 1 over left. So I was like, "Hey." So it's like, and then the results got posted up. And we only batted 18 overs, and it's a 20 over game, so we were short 2 overs. So I was like, actually. So these guys go local, man. So the brothers that were away at the game, I'm sure they got something to say next week when we see them on Thursday.
What kind of Mickey Mouse operation are they doing down there?
And the thing is, it's quite expensive, because it's like over $1,000 per team, because we had to pay like 120 each for fees, and it's like totally, yeah, we're in it for funsies, but at the same time, we're paying money, and
yeah,
let the boys play, like that, man. I'd rather lose fairly than lose like that. That's just cool, man. But yeah, apart from that, and then I had a real feel good story on yesterday. I shared it on TikTok, and yeah, it's just I was helping out this crew. With their lawns at a retirement village, and oh man, smoke off at villa, man. But I'll stay hydrated and get towards the end of the day, and yeah, this old lady come out with a glass of water, and came up and said, "Oh, here's some water," and I was like, "Oh, silly," those feel good moments. It just remind me back in the days, when when a tradie would come over to home, and then mum would make me go make them a ipuki, and it's not even. It's just a thank you and appreciation, it's just getting acknowledged for hard work, and yeah, I get paid, so I don't expect it, but no, that was real feel good, and I had a little chat with her, and it just made me realize, there's that plus minus thing, with retirement village, you look in there, most of all Palangis, and especially being Samoan, we look after our old people, they come, there's the kosi, and then you see them, but there's the plus side, because they're amongst them, people around their same age, they've got all the facilities there, but it's different working there. It's like, seeing how different culture, with the old people, compared to what I'm used to. Yeah, but nah, she was real lovely, that old lady, and to have that happen to me was real. Made me go home with a smile on my face, after flipping the off with the panty, my side, the underwear, and around. That's when you're working in those kind of weathers, mate. It's like you got a backpack, man, pack a spare pair of undies, and you should. But nah, that's my week, was. Yeah.
Nice, also.
Nice. How about you, Eddie, and And it tells you guys day to day in this hot weather, man. Because I couldn't even go outside, man. I'd stay inside with the fan on, all the windows and doors open. Shit, I was cooking. I'm getting cooked.
Oh fuck! I ended up fighting with the lawns, man. After you left, took me about an hour. I did my last cut. Shout out to Devs. He's been selling belt buckles and a lot of his secondhand stuff at the Auckland markets and just any markets you can set up. So if you're after a Make America Great Again hat or a Donald Trump hat, give us a message below and we'll try and get you onto getting one of his bulldogs. He's got about 10 left, so if you're interested, he can hook you up with one. Because they're pretty nice. I was going to buy one, but I was like, ooh. But didn't make enough haircuts today to buy one. But yeah, they're pretty nice. Yeah, I did try to finish the lawn with my daughters today. So it was hot. So we ended up putting up a gazebo. I ended up moving the Holden a bit forward, and so it took me like maybe 40 minutes just to move the car and put the gazebo up and sit under it for about half an hour. And try to pull the lawnmower out if I can realize there's no more gas. Had to do with the weed eater. So there's Ryobi battery packs got 45 minutes to an hour. If you know how to read the well properly, you can get it done. But I think we got it done with maybe 2 battery packs. And yeah, sun was nice though today, man. Managed to give the deck a clean. The dogs locked up around the back, so haven't even bothered trying to touch that lawn at the back. But yeah, still got another hour and a half left of work if I take my time. But nah, otherwise, it's been an alright day today. Here's the flies out there, I noticed there. So yeah, it's probably nice trying to podcasting at this time, but it's nice and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, how about you, Eddie? How was your day today?
Totally. So I was all good. I was in the aircon because working fridges and what. But man, some customers need a big fussy like straight up. These customers, like in the morning it's all good, but in the hour they're a bit scratchy, and they ask for the dumbest things, bro. Like straight up, like
share.
Oh man,
unload. Here we go.
So this one lady, okay, she ordered a turkey, and she said to me about 6 days ago that when she ordered it, she goes, "Oh look, can you give me a turkey? I want a bone and rolled, no stuffing." Yeah, sweet, we can do that. But the thing is, we've only got frozen turkeys, so I'll pull it out 2 days before. So I'll store it out properly, I'll bone and roll for it, and it'll be ready for the day you want it. It's like, okay, I need it for Monday. Yeah, sweet. She rolls in today, bro. She goes, I was in the neighborhood, and I was wondering if the turkey's ready. I was like, no, love, like, I'll probably pull it out on Sunday, roll it on Sunday night, and then it'll be ready for you Monday morning. Like, I want to keep it as fresh as I can, so that when you put it into your fridge, it'll last like right until when you need it on Tuesday. And she
said.
Yeah. And like she was like, "Oh, it's just in the neighborhood. I thought it'll be ready." So what? I make it bone and roll it 2 days before you come in. Solly, get out of here, man. Wait. Like I've had some bad stories, but this is like this is probably the second worst story I've had, bro. Like, the first one would be a Samoan guy, and he came into the shop, and he was looking around, and he was all confident, and I said, "You right there, mate?" He goes, yeah. Looking at the chicken wings, and he goes, "Can I please have 2 kilometers of wings?" Well, you wanted to fucking lay out the wings on the fucking concrete for you. So man, that's been my day, bro.
I bet it's video, was it?
Makwale makes sense.
If you see me on Brisbane Clan Road laying wings side by side, you know I'm doing that order, bro. Fuck. Yeah. Now that lady, bro, her and a whole bunch of other ladies that came in today, man, just.
Yeah. I think you just introduced a new segment for us next
Sounds
year.
Like it is.
The segment is called Better Work Stories.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Better Work Stories. The
Sure. I'm super nice to people, man, but man, they test my patience, man. But yeah, that was my day. Nice aircon, but just people.
What do they call it? So did you have to pull out your bitch resting face? What do you
Yeah.
the bitch resting face?
Nah. I'm professional, man. I'm professional. Like, sorry, love. In order for us to keep it as fresh as we can, we'll prepare for you on Sunday night. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. I actually, this is one story. Sorry, one last story. This old lady came in. She's probably in her 80s, bro. Lovely lady. And I served her, got all her stuff. And I thought, man, she can't carry it. So I put it, like, in the individual bag. So I put it all in one bag, put it on one price. I was like, here you go, love. They'll just scan that one price and it's all done. And then she carried it and walked away. And then she turned around and she came back to me with, like, the most genuine face. And she goes, you're a lovely coconut. And walked off. Sully!
Oh, boy.
How old is this lady?
She would have been in her 80s, bro. Straight up. She was old.
See, that's what the fucking New Zealand government did to these nice Palangi ladies, man. That guy, yes.
So like, the way she leaned close, I was like, what do you call this thing? She goes, you're a lovely coconut. So like, another white girl that was working with me, she's like,
That just went from here and it just went.
Oh,
Sully.
That's it, man.
That's a
to put it up on the little reel. Huh?
Yeah, that's a real
man.
Wow. It's gotta be a real.
Yeah.
No names drops.
No names.
Oh, he should.
Damn.
Oh, sick.
No place, workplace names too. Otherwise you have a line there, outside your.
Okay.
It's the real dog.
Okay, boys. Before we get into our topics, so we got a special topic at the end of this. We're gonna do since it's the last episode for the year, part 2 of our last episode of the year, just like Yellowstone's part 2, season 5. It's not gonna be as bad as that, but for our last episode, we're gonna do a little exercise where we just look back and reflect on this year, 2024. And we'll just pick a couple of our favorite stories or favorite topics that we've spoken of on the podcast. It doesn't have to be on the podcast, but our favorite things that happened in New Zealand or, with our culture and all that. Whatever, it can be politics, sports, or whatever you want. The best thing that happened this year. And then we'll talk about the worst thing that happened this year for you guys. That's at the end of our topic thing. Then we'll go back to Fia Poko of the week. We got some things that we missed out during the year. We'll bring that up again. Food review. Have you guys got a food review or?
Yeah, we got a food review, man.
Yeah, last food review for 2024.
Nice.
And yeah, man. And we'll get into what have you been watching. I know we did some last night, but I'll get also over here from the East Coast, Kelvin, to say what he's been watching. Yeah, before we get into it, I just want to make some housekeeping stuff. So, Empty Out the Clip, you can find us on Facebook. It's a private page. Go and answer the questions. We'll let you in. It's your chance to throw in some articles, comments, and we can talk about it on the podcast. We can shout you out too. So our Empty Out the Clip Facebook page, go join it. Our WesWes Network. So Empty Out the Clip podcast is part of the WesWes Network. You can find all the WesWes Network podcasts on our website, www.weswesnet.com. You go in there, you can find links to all our podcasts and our articles that we write up, our blogs on sports, pop culture, and lifestyle from Polynesian perspective. It's all on our website there. Also, links to our magazine, WesWes Sports magazine. Also, our WesWes Network YouTube channel. You can go in there and find all our videos there on all our podcasts and other stuff. So, yeah, if you don't want to listen to us on Spotify, you can watch us on YouTube.
Shout also.
So yeah, that's all our stuff. So enjoy. But yeah, moving on to our first topic. So Filippo, our good friend Filippo, it's always good to have him jump on the Facebook page and post up stuff for us to talk about. He's posted up a little article on something in the States. So Major League Baseball in the States. So the New York Mets, they've signed a contract with one of the star players, Juan Soto, with a record contract. And it is for 15 years. He's getting $765 million. And that works out, if you change it to New Zealand dollars, that's $1.3 billion.
Oh,
15.
In New Zealand for 15 years.
Is
Plus,
this Japanese, eh? Is he Japanese?
no,
yeah,
he's,
looks like
no,
it is.
he's
No.
Hispanic, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
Juan Soto. He's got Hispanic first name and Japanese last name.
Yeah.
Sounds like. Yeah, man. A lot of money, eh? To play in your sport that you love. But get this. He'll get us also, on top of that, he gets a $75 million bonus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he can opt out of his contract in 2029. So, yeah, 6 years from now, he can choose not to carry on, not to play, and just get paid out.
Wow.
Man. Sure. So, that's a lot of money. And if he's getting that much money, imagine what his bosses are, how much money his bosses are getting paid, you know? Yeah. So, wow, that's ridiculous amount of money.
Wow.
But for Filippo, he posted up some comments on the page, and he asked the question: if you guys, if we were offered this contract for 15 years, but to do the one thing you love for the rest of for the next 15 years, what would that one thing you love be? I know you jumped on the comments, Kelvin, and you talked about fishing. Man, is that all?
Yeah. Simple, man. Honestly, it'll be buy some property up north. It has to be close to the sea, preferably Ahipara.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, and just live off the interest, man. And just fish and dive, put it in the trust for my kids, my grandkids.
Yeah.
Live the rest of the life happy and content, bro. And that's just me. What about you? Yes.
Nice.
Bobby? Oh,
Yeah.
man. Like 15 years of doing something for that amount of money. Doing something I love. Probably, it's not something I love, but something that if I had the money, I would do. I would love to get into multimedia, bro. I love to make movies based on, pre-European discoveries of New Zealand. So, talk about like all the different hapus, the different, the tribes and how they came, like the story of Kupe and how we came here. I'll flood money into that. I would love to do documentaries about like the wayfinding of our people, from Niue to Tokelau, to Hawaii, to the Cook Islands. Like I would love to put money in productions of that. And even do maybe a Game of Thrones kind of production where we talk about King Tofihau and the Tuitonga Empire and how it stretched across the Pacific, even going to the birth of the Pacific. Like I would love to put money into docos, tracing our roots to northern China, to Taiwan, to the Philippines, to Wananui. Like man, 15 years, if I had that much money, I'll flood it into the media, bro. Like just overtake the narrative that they have of us now. Just overtake it with just bombard every social media with Polynesian, anything, like having brown faces in friendly spaces. Like I'll do that for 15 years, bro.
Right, that's
1.3 billion, bro. I'll chuck it on that, G. It's not something that I love, but something I love to see. I don't know how to do it. I'll probably pay other people to do it, but yeah, that would be gangster, bro. Yo. Nah, Filippo, that was a mean question.
Hey,
How about you, Liz?
Oh, bro, just hearing your guys' freaking take on it has opened up my horizons and what I'd actually want to do with it. But I probably officially want to set up my kids, make sure that they're taken care of, a big chunk of it. But for 15 years, I'll try and set up, because I know they've started down in Wellington, by giving the kids opportunity to learn Tokelau as a language in the curriculum, because it's in a handful of secondary schools down in Wellington. But I'd probably build a Tokelau full immersion school here in Auckland, and also build probably buy my grandpa's house back in Ponsonby and have it probably somewhere in the city.
Yep.
I know there was back in the day, old Ponsonby Primary, all the Tokelau stuff was always based in Ponsonby, like in its early days. Funny that I'm wearing a City Newton shirt too, just by chance. Shout out to Ponsonby Rugby League as well. So back in the day, we used to always have our hub stuff in Ponsonby, but I'll probably buy that bit of land and build the school there. It's pretty much central to Otara, West Auckland. It's in the city. It's down the road from Grandpa's house. But the goal would to be to immerse the kids in the culture, get them to be proud of and like speak it openly as well as understand English. Like, bro, English is everywhere, so you're gonna pick it up no matter if it's broken or whatever.
Yeah.
But then put them into career paths that our people lack in, like say lawyers, doctors, even like in the police, man. Because I feel like you hear of people going into the health sector, and then your parents don't understand. Like, there's not enough Samoan translators. There's no Tagalog translators. You know what I mean? And like someone at church, like say the ministers and like people that work for the church can only do so much. But if you have an education center where it's gonna teach these kids to, hey, remember your culture, remember who you are, man, that's the only way you're gonna let your kids never forget who they are, And if you talk to like teachers, like I think I was on the episode with Cam's and we interviewed Safotsu Filippo, and he talked about what's one thing that he sees with kids when they leave school is that their identity, they don't know who they are. So if I had the money, man, that's probably what I'd intend to do, is build a secondary school from kindy up to secondary school, and hopefully have enough funding that I could give the kids full ride scholarships, for uni. Yeah, that'd be my how I'd spend that money for 15 years. It's an easy ride, mate, if it's bigger than you,
Can I have another two? You guys make my one sound so bad. I was like, silly, that's not deep, man. I was just worried about me, man. But I'm being serious. I got a good one. There's two things, actually. I've always wanted to so I'm hard out into my America's Cup. I really love America's Cup. I really love it. So one of them is always like, if I want to, especially when they stole all our ideas for the AC-35, I think it is, the monohull, So it's like I've always wanted to do a fucking Polynesian team. And then down here in Hawke's Bay we have Te Mata Maui. We have a waka. So it's one of those. I don't know if you've seen it on like news and that we have those traditional wakas that live here. So we have one birthed here. So there'll be the other, pump money into them and pump it into, like getting our kids and our, revitalize that, traveling by the stars, That's it. Oh, you guys been well under that. Make me feel like sitting here. This guy wants to save our free media. This one wants to save Tokelau language, and here I am, want to go ahipara and fish and dive. People watching us like, see this guy, man. What a old guy with his scooping.
There's probably someone watching it.
Back to you, Cams.
There's probably someone watching it going, so that's what you'll spend, 20 mil on. What about the rest of the money?
Yeah. Well, I only need exactly 20 mil. I don't know what to do. Man, it's like 51 million a year, man. What the heck am I going to do with 51 US dollars million a year?
What about you, Cams, bro? Yeah, that head looks like it's got full of ideas of how to do it.
I think you guys already know what I'm going to do with that money, man. All I can say is TV3, TVNZ, watch out, man. The WesWes Network is going to be the third player in the in the media scene, right? Yeah, it's a dream.
That kind of money is that money that kind of like limitless, the possibilities, Yeah, man. Yeah. Crazy money, man.
So, congratulations to the dude. I won. But, just thinking about this contract, right? 765 million. Like, where did they come up with that number? If you really want to save money, what if you knock for 5 mil off? Say 5 mil. 760, that's still a lot, right? Shit, make it 500 million. It's like, where'd you come up with that number? Unless other teams are gonna pay more for that, I don't know. If that number's to scare the other teams away. So, yeah.
But what's it called? Is baseball big up in Auckland? Because I remember when I left or just before COVID, they had a Kiwi team in the Australian baseball league called the Tuataras, and they were based out in Tiaratu down Roberts Road. Was it Roberts Road or one of those? Not Roberts Road. What's the road over on Roberts Road? Where the baseball, softball, cricket field.
Yeah.
That one.
Some McLeod,
Yeah.
Wow. I think softball is more popular.
Softball's bigger.
Yeah, softball's massive here.
Yeah.
Where in America, softball's a girl sport.
Yeah.
And the lads play baseball. But the reason why I asked that is like, like, man, if that's crazy money, like, we should be, tapping our Polynesian kids into that. Especially because, softball's massive here, especially amongst in the Māori community. It's massive.
Yep. Yeah, baseball is crazy money over there, considering it's not really the number one sport over there. It's American football. Because the number 2 sport in America is actually college football, believe it or not.
Oh, NCAA?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy over there.
Yeah, boys, that was a good little exercise there. Dreams are free.
Dreams are free, man.
Dreams are free.
Dreams was just like the battle of the dreams, man. I was like, I tell you, I was just like, I was just...
Hey. Okay, next topic. So I want to pass it over to our correspondent down East Coast over there. So I think there's a few arrests down your ways, man.
Yeah, so we had a passing. One of the presidents for Napier Mongrel Mob. What's his name? His name is Angus Benson. He's also known as Hail Dog. He actually played in my cricket team last year. So I played cricket with a couple of the brothers that are members, and yeah, he was part of that cricket team last year. They took out the comp. And the brother passed away, Buliola, and yeah, so it's a bit of a sad day for that community. And like the bro said, there's been 8 arrests with this gang pitch law. It was expected, and so it's a pretty close one to. I've never met the guy, so don't know him personally, but just judging by the reactions of the guys that I play cricket with, he was a close brother of theirs, and it's just like it touches home that topic, Puliola, with our own close ones that have passed away. So yeah, but police were out in force. They even got the eagle from Auckland down here.
Wow.
But my personal views to that is like, man, this is tangihanga, this tikanga Māori, just leave it alone, do your evidence, take photos, and don't need to be so heavy-handed there. It's like those pick and choose your moments kind of thing. And yeah, that's me. That's my point of view on it, on the whole situation. But shouldn't take away what they're there for, to pay respects to someone that just lost their life. It doesn't matter if they got a game patch or not. This is tangi and someone passed away. It means something to that family, to that community. Yeah. For me, it just brings up old David Tor's comment, like, there are ways and there are ways. It's just like, come on, man, you can do your job as a police officer upholding the law, but you can do it in a respectful manner, that still upholds mana, It still upholds mana of the tangihanga, but then still upholds the mana of the officers that are doing their job, Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Etu?
Man, I feel sorry for the cops. Man, they don't want to go to funerals and do this, man. Like, their job is to protect and serve, man. And this government's got them chasing emblems, jackets. Like, what is that going to stop the crime? That's the main thing, stopping the crime. Doesn't matter what these guys wear, bro. Stop the crime. You're going to funerals where people are grieving, bro. Like, that's a sacred space. Regardless of who you are, man. Like, you lost somebody, you deserve the right, to grieve. Cops don't want to do this job, and they're coming in, basically ripping people away from that space. Makes the police look more heartless. the police want to build a relationship with the community. That's not how you build it, man. Yeah, that's my thoughts, man. Yeah. How about you, Let's?
Oh, well, condolences to the family for the loss of their family member, man, and especially all those club members. I mean, a lot of people are gonna talk smack about Patches and the gangs themselves, man. But at the end of the day, they're just a group, man. They're a club, you know. They're just like anyone that goes to church or goes as part of like if you're part of the RSA. It blows my mind that, you know, yeah, like post COVID, with family not being able to grieve their loved ones, now they're stopping club members from going to show up for their club member. It was like, man, that's got to be hard. Imagine if the military wasn't allowed to wear their stripes or their uniform to feel one of their own. They'd feel a certain way, right? So, you know, and you can pretty much say the same thing, no matter how you got your stripes and how high you moved up inside your ranks in your core group, like, you know, that'd be, you know, all of that sort of stuff was like, you know, these guys just want to grieve. Let them grieve, man. It doesn't matter what they're wearing. Would they rather hold a bunch of guys wearing patches, or would they stop a group of people wearing nothing? Like, you know, a bit of common sense would say, like, well, we're going to tell these people to cover up, but I mean, stop like the checkpoints and the eagle and all that stuff. Like, that's overcool, man. They're there for a purpose. They're there to farewell their loved one. Let them do it, man. I think when we saw the Taranaki Fuimaono and how he passed, how they pretty much stopped Auckland City, there was more than enough notice to go on, you know, and they reckon that 400 mourners would have farewelled this patch member today, and it would have slowed up traffic. But I mean, the city was well informed. But to go and put up checkpoints and then do the eagle and all of that, that's like, it's overcool, man. It's a waste of taxpayer money, isn't it? That's just a waste of taxpayer money, man. And let people grieve, man. Like, you know, there's going to be a whole lot of kids in this generation right now. They're going to see how these cops are treating the patch members. That stuff's going to be embedded in their minds forever, man. So they're going to probably be bad generations that it's going to try and be smarter about it, but they'll remember those cops that pulled their family members over. Like, that's one of the things, like, I can't wait to see this person when I'm not wearing my petrol, you know. I'll remember this person when I get older, and I'll remember them when I see them out doing sport. You know, that's the sort of stuff that creates, you know. It doesn't create any working in harmony with the community and that. But yeah, it's pretty sad, you know, that these are the times we're at, you know. But yeah, pretty sad. So yeah, I hope the club members don't feel a certain way because this is just a law that they've passed, you know. But going forward, you know, you don't want people, you know, feeling that way during the grieving process, you know. I mean, it's just like, what, didn't we just see an article like a cop confiscated a patch and then he was wearing one inside the police station?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, totally agree with you guys. And like Eti said, you know, you feel sorry for the cops because one of these days it's gonna boil over. You know, it's just like it's gonna happen, and whoever it happens to, I feel sorry for that person because they're just doing their job as a police officer, you know, and they're serving the public and following orders from whoever's on above him.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you guys talked about how the technique sort of like overboard, but is it like, are they like trying to do a show of power? Is that why they're doing the eagle eye and all the the drone as well? There's a drone, some stages,
Yeah.
Someone's, and police stops, police presence and all that. It's like, fuck. It's like, and you guys talked about like community, like trying to you know, have that relationship with the community, and this is not the way to go, you know. So
you mentioned drones. Have they got drones in Auckland now?
Yeah.
Police drones.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. Because the reason why I asked that question, so I used to work for Department of Conservation, and we had this big hui with the local cops and us rangers, council members, and there was a representative from, I don't know, Aeronautics New Zealand or something like that, and this was last year. and they were talking about drones, and they were talking about the spaces, like the airspace. You know how you got your foreshore seabed, and then they were talking about the space, and people using drones to come into conservation land and taking photos. So it's like, and so to have drones in Auckland doing police work, it's like, wow, like that's starting to, invasion, because who owns the airspace, for these guys to fly their drones in and invade your privacy. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean the law has only been around a month, and there's all sorts of things now. So be interesting to see what happens next year. See how far it goes, if any shit happens. Okay, boys. You put up a sports article about Terrell May. So now we all heard the news. He got the call when he was in Samoa, and over in England. And I was shocked because he was doing well for the Roosters, and he got the call saying, "Oh no, we don't want you anymore. You can go look for a new team." And I was like, he was like surprised, like, "Hey, what the hell?" Like, he's in the middle of a tour, England tour, and he gets this call, and it's not like he had a bad season. He was one of the, top players in the Roosters that season. So he's come on James Graham's podcast and talked about it, and he said that he was shocked. He thought he was like did something wrong, and he was going through his mind and stuff like that. But the answer he got was, we want to move in a different direction, so you're free to go look for a new team. So what was your initial thoughts on that, Kelvin?
I just thought it was really sad, it's like, like the position that these guys get put in, like, I'm just trying to think, to emphasize that word, empathy, for Terrell, being on the other side of the world, getting a call in the middle of the night, that, oh, sorry, Wolves, you've got no job next year. They need your services. We're going in the wrong different direction. And so I'm thinking, man, like, how do these clubs get away with it? Because before, there's that negotiation time in the middle of the year for NRL players. If their contracts coming up at the end of that year, they've got time to go and negotiate. So he had the opportunity to go and negotiate. Roosters came to him and said, "Oh, we'll do an extension on your contract," and then fast forward to 12 Samoa, so he's thinking safe, I'm safe, I got a contract next year, and then gets that phone call, and it's like, well, it's just like, man, just feel like and it doesn't happen to him. He's not the only guy. It's happened to, we reported about that Bahulu, and then Brandon Smith himself is the Kiwi soccer. He's going through that kind of stuff as well. It's just, where's the communication? Where's the respect? Because these guys are putting their body on the line for clubs. We mentioned that before, and not only that, they're putting bums to seats at the stadiums. Inspiring the next generation. So where's the Players Association? Where's the managers at? There should be like some sort of thing just to stop players getting treated like cattle. Like they're just an asset. It's next. And that's true, they are asset, and that's true to the asset word, but they're human at the same time, And I think that Terrell May kind of showed the humanity side of it, being the person on that end. But we'll pass it on to Leti. Your thoughts also?
Dog act, another dog act. It's just, players not even given the opportunity. And he was away with the World Cup, Like, there's a dog act, man. Like, a player wants to just be worried about what's going on in that time, in that moment with a team, but to have that on your plate, that's like dog act, man. I suppose there should be like a thing with clubs, like a contact time frame that you can't be talking, like, say for example, they give a like when Luai was looking for a new club, like, that buffer between the months where you can't be spoken to, and negotiating, like there's a cutoff, that should fall underneath that sort of umbrella of, like, when you're gonna negotiate or tell someone that they're not wanted, do it within a respectable time frame. Like, don't do it while they're away on tour. Like, who wants to hear that shit? This is like going on holiday and then being told, "Oh, bro, when you finish your holiday, don't bother coming back. Like, no one needs to hear that shit.
Yeah.
After you represent your country, don't come back here. It's like.
But then, like, I wonder if he was part of the players' union, whether there was a personal grievance that he could then push back at the club, like, because mentally, bro, you wouldn't want to be playing. Like, as much as it is an honor to play for your country, but fuck, who wants to hear that sort of shit?
Yeah.
Like, would they have done that to an Australian player? Would they have done it to a full-born Aussie, or like, would they have done that to Tedesco? Would they have let him know like that? Like, unless this coach didn't really like him and he had to give him a call personally, and that's how it unfolded, well, then surely there's some grounds of personal grievance that he could, push back at, or like have someone speak on his behalf, even if we got a formal apology out of it. Like, that's something, But still, dog act, man.
Yeah. I think the word here is professionalism. They expect players to be professional. I think the clubs need to be professional as well. Instead of calling the person overseas and telling them, "Hey, look, we're moving this direction," it should be face to face. It should be in a room where he has his like promoter, has his contract dealer, agent, and they have their lawyers and whatnot, and discuss it professionally. Because we're dealing with professional players that are under immense pressure, both from the public and from their club to perform. That takes a lot of mental toughness. So when you're overseas and you're mentally prepared for a tour, regardless what country you paid for, if you get this news, how are you going to perform? It affects your performance.
Yeah.
I think these clubs, they look at the Polynesian and island players as just money. It's just numbers. There should be an ethics board, an NRL ethics board. They should look into the professionalism of not just the players, because we've seen players being taken out because they breached the code of conduct. But there should be an ethics board to look at clubs when they breach the code of ethics, because it should go both ways. It has to go both ways. We live in a time where contracts have to be honored by both the employer and the employee. So, I think the same thing happened to Sean Johnson. When the Warriors let him go and he went to the Sharks, I think. Or the Sharks let him go. I forgot which one it was, but that sucks, bro. And you're right, Leti. It's like you go on a holiday and there's no job to come to when you come back. So these players, they're not just looking out for themselves. For each of these players that play in the NRL, no matter how, I don't know the exact number of players, each player behind them is a village, is a support team that relies on them to earn. And when you put that in jeopardy, come on. I really want to drop a F-bomb, but man, I'm just trying not to right now. But like, these guys, they got families that they rely on them, and they're doing their best to provide for their families. And when you say to them, "Hey, look, I'm sorry, there's no room for you here at the Roosters," that heart's gonna beat a little bit harder. Like, damn, is any other club gonna pick me up? Am I gonna find another job? Am I gonna find the next paycheck to put my family on? Or do I need to call Juan and see if he can send me a loan? Out of a 700 mil, but yeah. The word for this is professionalism from both sides. Yeah. That's
the
my
point.
That's it, yeah. Check.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Can I add a little bit?
Yeah.
You mentioned it, the guys, there's a village behind them.
Yeah.
And these guys are under enough mental stress, trying to compete against other players because of that weight. And then they get, that gets, dropped on them, and that's not healthy for the mental health of these players,
Exactly.
Sorry, I just wanted to add in that. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. I think NRL is a business at the end of the day, and these clubs are gonna do what they gotta do. I mean, who are they gonna sign? Because they're gonna get someone else. Who's gonna?
They're bringing in the hooker from the Cowboys. Well, they already signed him for 2026.
What, Reese Robinson?
Reese Robinson.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by Brandon Smith as well. So he's on the, no one consulted him that they're from the Roosters that they were making that move. Hey, so he's kind of in limbo because he's done his ACL, so he's out for the first half, pretty much the half of the season. So if you're injured, same thing, injured, oh man, just that pressure. He was on there too.
So I'm looking up zerotackle.com in NRL player movements. I'm looking up the Sydney Roosters section. They've actually signed Chad Townsend from North Queensland as well.
Oh, really?
So I think he's coming in to replace Carey, because he's retired.
Oh yeah, he's retired.
Too many knocks in the head. But if you look at who Roosters have lost for next year, quite a few. Salty's gone to Rugby. Joey Manu's gone to Rugby. Obviously, Terrell May's over at the West Tigers now. Luke Carey's retired. Michael Jennings finally retired. Jared Wairau-Hargreaves, he's gone to England to play Super League.
Well, that's what surprised me about Terrell, because they were losing Jared. So it's Spencer, Terrell May, there's Sicky, and then you got Collins, Queenslander. That's a solid three.
So they've re-signed Lindsay Collins to 2028, Angus Crichton to 2026, Daniel Tupou to 2026. 1 year, looks like 2 year contracts. Spencer Laniu to 2027. They've got a little rumour section here, so Tony Staggs' name's there. He might be signing to the Roosters. But they've got Brandon Smith and the rumours going somewhere else, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But, just like we've heard all these stories there, what's happened to people that have got the call saying that they're no longer with the teams and they have to move on. I guess if you're good enough, like May, he'll get snapped up straight away. So the West Tigers stepped up pretty much straight away. So they've got a good team. So they'll be a team to watch next year with we know the new players going there with Luai and Taruva. Good for Benji Marshall to probably finally have a team he wants, and see how he goes.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for them, I feel sorry for the West Tigers being wooden spooners for too long, So and at least with Benji Marshall there now, you want their team to be successful, even though they'll be sort of my second team, I guess. Kelvin.
Who's that? They're not Warriors, man. I like the look of the Tigers, kind of like a bit of freshness there. They've gone through a real big rebuild over the last couple of years, and I like seeing those bottom teams succeed. Yeah, and it's just like the Crusaders when they went through their whole, dominance. Is like you get sick or tired of seeing the same team lifting the trophies, and it's like, oh yeah, some other team, please, Or so now it'd be good to see the Tigers and do some good with there, and hopefully good for Benji as well and those players, Luai, especially Luai, because he's one of my most underrated players, man. Straight up, they give Clary's he's got 4 premiership rings, but so does Luai,
Yeah, but he's free to be. He's free under Nathan. He's free of that now, so now he's got his chance.
He's the man, and
he's had how he can go by himself.
Yeah, hard, and he's had his chance, when Clary's been injured, and he plays mean. Oh, look what he did at tour, took them to the flipping grand final, and he still doesn't get props.
Sweet boys, man. So we come to a little segment about just reflecting on the year 2024, since this is the last episode for the year. We're gonna. I told you guys to come up with your best and worst of 2024. I'll start with you, Eddie.
Yeah.
Shall we go best first all around, and then worst all around, or shall we go best and worst?
I'll do the best, go around, and then do the worst. I'll go worst first and then best.
Bad news first.
Yo.
the bad news first.
Man.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's go with.
Damn. For the podcast, I think the worst would be Dave Letele. His food bank closing. I think that was for me. That hit rock bottom. And then for someone to break in and turn off the pusaiso, solely. Yes, that was definitely my worst. For the podcast. Personally, myself, man, this year's been hard, eh? Like, so I think the worst for this year was I I was unfortunate to lose a younger brother to suicide earlier this year. So that's probably the worst thing, and I think being on this podcast and talking about these topics has kind of helped a bit. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably off the podcast be my uso. Love you, Dan. Wearing your t-shirt. And for the podcast will be Dave Letele. Man, I want to smack that person who broke into his pussy aces. Man, that's a lot of meat going to waste, especially coming from a butcher, man. Like we're meat eaters, bro. You waste a lot of food. But yeah, Seki, those are my worst ones. How about you, Calves? You're muted,
Yeah. I just unmuted because I had the dog barking in the background too. Yeah, I did have Dave Letele on my list of my worst too. I was like, oh, he was my backup. He was my backup. Yeah. First one is my first one is the reading of the treaties bill. It's like the worst, it's just the impact it had on our nation and our communities, and like even just like seeing TikTok and people posting, and then just the comment section, like the negativity in that, and even on our like reactions too, the comment sections. It's just like wow. And saying like that's all it took was that reading of the treaty bill. That was my. And then number two is Chile. They had the bloody Commonwealth heads of government meeting there. So it's like, the heads of, even King Charles was there. It's like King Charles was, like, let's go, King. I'll show you something. I'll show you something. This is, your other, what do you call it, Commonwealth. People, they left their shit over here, like. Hey, and they've just, like, so Samoa's got their own people out there testing the waters. And, thank you, New Zealand, for supplying a boat to do that, like, and now they're finding elevated hydrocarbons. So hydrocarbons, that's what the chemicals that make up diesel, petrol, oil. So they're finding elevated levels of that. And it's like, really. And then I also read that, like, because, it's close to Christmas. The water's part of their, that's where they get their food and and things are running a bit low over there, like, it's just, pisses me off, mate. It pisses me off, just not doing anything. They're not doing anything, and then I think we saw that loophole. There's a loophole. I remember seeing this thing about a loophole there because it was there's something like it's a government ship. It wasn't a private ship, so to say, or passenger ship or something like that. There's a loophole that that New Zealand is not, liable to clean up their mess. And I was like, far out, man. But yeah, those are my two worst ones, man. Two worst ones. What were you, Leti? Sorry if I took any of your.
No. I had two. One from episode 145. There was a state care, the New Zealand shame, and that's when Fix Taito handed the report over to the Royal Commission of Inquiry. That was the state versus the 2,000 patch members from 5 different clubs. Like, I think during that time we had seen King Dave share about it, because he was doing exclusive coverage of it, and there was the AGMs where they got all the patch members to talk about their time in state care and all the trauma that they were put through when they were in those boarding homes and those and the state care itself. Yeah, I thought, man, that was quite hardy because there was probably a couple of docos on Te Ao, and there was one about the two brothers that were raised in the Uraki state boarding, and all the stuff that they went through, you know, and like that was like almost a spin-off from, you know, that the inquiry that they handed in. So yeah, that was probably one, because that took me a long time to sort of get over, you know, some of the trauma that those guys shared, you know.
Yeah.
And like them, no one believing them, you know. And it was the same with episode 157, the pedo priests. I think that's all the info you dropped on that, Eddie. That man, like I think the example you used is when that boy, he told his old man about it, and then the old man kept the boy hiding, you know, because he said that the priest was touching him inappropriately, and because we put the 5,000 that on a pedestal, that, you know, there's no wrong that they can do, like that. Those are the conversations that need to happen, and that's why kids, you know, like when kids become quiet and they're usually active, there's a reason why they're not talking. So just all that stuff, like just as a dad, like it makes you wonder, like, man, that's not right, you know. Those are the two from the pod, and then just the loss of my two close family members, my uncle Rob, when he passed away earlier this year. Like I thought, grieving was like, you know, I could get past a lot of it, but just losing him and then losing my auntie a couple of years ago, and they were both patch members, it was like, man, it was like, you know, I open wound again, you know.
Yeah.
And like, because I just started this new job too, and they were being umming and ahhing about, you know, whether I can actually talk to someone to get the time off. But it's like, fuck, I need to be there. And it was like the first time I actually went back to work, you know. And I thought to myself, this is stupid, bro. Can't believe I actually went back to work, you know. The Palangi thing, just go, you know, go say goodbye and then go back to work. Like, who does that, you know? And then also the passing of nuns too, like, I knew, like, in that moment that I was going to walk out of my job if they were going to complain about it, man. And so now I'm happy to be free of those bullshit shackles that need to be on my feet, man. So, yeah. Well, those are my two ones. My fault, right? Yeah.
Sure, boys, I think you guys covered the ones I had, but just one of ones down the bottom of my not the bottom of the list, but good mentions for not bad but sad stuff that happened this year. The passing of Efeso Collins. Man, what he was doing, this thing he loves to do, and he passed. But man, he would have been a champion for us in Parliament, eh? Like, I wonder what his thoughts would be when they did the haka in Parliament, eh? Like that kind of stuff. So yeah, he'll be missed there, and it was sad that he had to leave this earth this year. So that was one of my mentions for sad things that happened this year. And probably when it comes to sport, like, you know, the news of Manu Samoa not having any money to do a tour of England, of the Northern Hemisphere this year. And it's the same old story, eh? Like, it's sad too. And it can make you sad, it can make you angry. Because it's well documented, the corruption over there in Samoa, with the Samoan Union over the years. You know, and you hear what the media says, and you just hear what the rumors are, and you just don't know who to believe, eh? You just don't know what's going on, but all you know is the results are bad and stuff like that. So what's going on with our team? And sad that they had to pull out of the Northern Tour. But those are my two. But getting out of this down buzz, what about the happy stuff that happened this year? It's great.
Oh man, for the podcast, I think one of the favorite ones that I enjoyed talking about was probably the king visiting Samoa. Like, man, I don't know, that was a proud feeling, eh? Just you know, the king of like one of the greatest empires in history, like visiting the small tiny island, you know, and how our people showed so much love, more than what Australia showed. You know, they put aside their differences, and you know, no one in Samoa talks about any of this colonization and blah 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 and whites this. It was like falo alo. It was like respect day. It was amazing to see. Where, like, you know, it's like when two aunties like have an argument, and then one just pops by, and man, you bring out the best mussies out of the cabinet, you know, and none of this bell tea. It's straight Earl Grey, man. It's, you know, the proper sukas, and the biscuits at the Tim Tams that we weren't allowed to touch for the last 2 weeks. This was a proud moment for me, yeah. And then I think my good moment outside the podcast was probably like Leti and Ave and my boys Sapedi and all that supporting me to jump onto this podcast and join with you guys. I think that was a way of like just expressing views and whatnot, and it's kind of in a way therapeutic to discuss your opinions on certain subjects. I that's one of my highlights. Sports wise for this year, the Blues winning, man. The Blues winning, and like
which Blues? Which Blues?
Auckland Blues, brother.
Oh yeah. I'll keep mine. Yeah.
I'm Queensland all the way, bro.
Both Blues.
But
bleed blue, brother. Bleed blue.
Yeah, and yeah. So for me, rugby, Blues winning, and the story of Calston first 15. A West Auckland team, just sticking it up to those big schools, in the most like unapologetic way, bro. Like that is straight West Side. Like all the slogans, that's straight West Auckland, man. And like, I always love to hear Leti's like inside of like that culture, that Calston culture, because a lot of it reminds me of like when I played for Liston. Some of the Liston old boys used to chat to us about the history of Liston versus Waitangi, and how we always like have that battle for Rafgar Road, and like it's kind of cool because like I've got heaps of cousins and siblings that they chat about it, and I got family that went to Waitangi as well and played for Waitangi, so now it was something close to my heart. So yeah, no, there's many positives this year. It's been a bad year overall, but like some good shit has happened, bro. And man, I hold that close to my heart. How about you guys?
Go.
All right, you go, Leti. Because I'll be before you, so I'll give you the opportunity to go first.
I love it. I got two episodes of the other clip. One was the 164, the treaty bill, and the hikoi, the New Zealand Parliament. Hey, just the outpour of support, behind something. So, like, if that wasn't a show of evidence, like how powerful the Māori people are, and airing what they believe in something like the treaty.
Yeah.
I don't know what is, man. Like, they obviously don't go out and vote in the masses like that. But as soon as like Auntie shared her yarn about, did you hear what they're trying to do over there? That was enough for them to action to walk straight away, That had Fina Cooper all over it, man. Like, them walking like, hey, we need to go down there and tell these people in that bloody building to get off their fucking high horses and, And it was funny because the Prime Minister wasn't even in the country. And then Seymour didn't even have the force, even though he was standing there talking to a camera, which is not in front of the people protesting. Like that showed, like, man, everything that happened in that weekend that we spoke about on that pod, like even like the I can't even remember her name, but just that haka that took place inside the Parliament building.
Yeah.
Like, the Balangis and all those cabinet ministers can say that was inappropriate. Fuck off. No way at all. The building that stands on that land is the tangata whenua land. Not the fucking building, the land itself. So for those people with the whenua to say to them, hey, you gotta remember where you are, man. This is stolen fucking land. You can't come over here and conduct your shit. Let us do what we know, and this is it. And it was a challenge. They laid it down, and like just how viral they went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you shared how far it got, and then it's like if you type the algorithm on how far the haka had taken place, it's everywhere,
Yeah.
And like, bro, that to me, like, just being Kiwi born took long, bro. It's like, bro, that's massive, man. Like, I thought that was cool. And then also like TJ being from Poiroa sharing his what are his words? I have to say it. Toi tū te mana o te whenua, toi tū te mana o motu hake, toi tū te tiriti o Waitangi. Like, to say that before the haka, and it might be on the other side of the world, but it's what it represents, Like, that's something that we all can write on. And I'm glad all those guys didn't do that turn around and not participate in the haka, because they went and did it, But yeah, I think it's a debacle. All those comments that just hated on what took place, and then even Sky cutting it out. Like, come on, man, own it, Own it, man. Like it was said, and bro, that's gonna go down in his rugby history for many years, man. Like, I don't think that's gonna like just disappear. I just thought it was, yeah, bro. What a moment to choose, and to flex it,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my probably two that I can.
Nice,
let's. There was a reason why I let you go first, because you just took both my two.
Sorry.
You well said also. Now I'm 100%. They agree with you. Lucky I did some backups, man. I did it for the podcast. To be honest, my positive moment for this year is just being on it. Like Eti said, is because I'll put my hand on my heart, man. I'm a proud activist. Like I'm for the people. Like anything and especially for us. Once they struggle, always standing up for that, standing up for human rights. I was part of the filth that went down to Wellington, and I'm fucking proud to say it. I had my reasons why I went down. So I'm always disagreeing with some of the stuff that comes out of government and those people in power. Especially when it affects minorities. But I'm just thankful for Cam to give me to invite me to come on EOTC Empty the Club. Gives me an avenue to express my thoughts and feelings on matters that affect us and affect others as well. But thank you to all and Cams for that. But I've got a couple of feel good stories from one, especially from down here. So obviously Cyclone Gabriel came along, and it really affected some of our communities down here in Hawke's Bay, and one of those communities is Tongoio. So there's a marae in Tongoio, and they're part of, they got smashed. They're like in a valley, so they're in the valley, and when the floodwaters and all the slash, so the slash is all the byproducts from all the forestry, all the trees left over, they just came through, wiped out the marae. So they're in the rebuild, and that was the marae. I don't know if you guys remember that when the All Blacks got chosen, they got chosen down here. The news got released down here in Napier and Hawke's Bay, and so I was working at the time, and I drive past their marae, going up to some of my sites, and that's when the All Blacks came. They visited that marae, Tongoio marae, and the good thing about that one, they lost one of their poes. The got washed out with the flood, but they found it up in Mahia. They found it washed up on the beach, so that's a good. So they've returned it. It's come back to the marae. So that's a, because they're the tonga, the tonga, all those things. So that's my feel good story for 2024, and also the Samoan New Zealand citizenship. For all our Samoan families that been impacted from that decision. Well done to them, and well done to the government for doing something good. And we're quick to acknowledge all the shit, and should acknowledge the good stuff that sometimes they have come through that from that building. So acknowledge that goodness from that building. But that's me, and back over to you, Cams.
Nice. Yeah, man. A few positive things happened this year, even though when we do empty out the clip, it seems like there's nothing positive, and we just like giving our 5 cents on trying to make the world better. That's so good. But man, for me, best things happened this year, man. Like I can't go past the Blues winning Super Rugby since 2003. And I gotta say, New South Wales Blues winning their origin this year too. Yeah, had to throw that in. I was just thinking about like the Hikoi stuff and the Treaty of Waitangi and what's been going on in this country. But in fact, it's probably a borderlines positive and negative. Just what David Seymour has done, and for me, and I'll tell you guys why. I feel like what he's done has actually brought up the conversation. And if And for me, like, if you didn't think that this country is racist, if you think this country was okay, like that's brought up conversations in society that sort of brought out all those Balangi ideas, and they're fresh, you know, because you hear it. And tell you the truth, man, I hear it in my the industry I'm in, you know, in corporate, you know, I hear it now, and like, fuck, you know, I can see now because it's brought everything up, and you hear it in the comments. You hear stuff in the comments on social media that, you know, it's brought everything up. So okay, so yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, nah.
It's been hidden, but now that what they've
brought
been
it all
seeing
to the surface now.
Yeah, brought it up to the surface. Now we can see.
They're showing their real language.
Yeah. So their real language.
Yeah, and I think that's better than them not doing it. You know, that's better. It's better for us to see it rather than not see it. Like, it's all hidden until this happens, eh? Yeah. Now everyone feels like they can talk about stuff and conversations happen. And I feel like that's important. And I feel like that's the difference now. It's not like we can see the enemy, but it's like sort of the same thing, right? Like, everyone's got different ideas. But, you know, it moves towards, if you want to make what the Treaty of Waitangi was supposed to do, like the real essence of the Treaty of Waitangi was to, okay, we're going to sign this treaty because we're going to share our culture with yours. You can come onto this land and live here with us. So we'll share our cultures and we'll live happily ever after. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So that's the essence of the Treaty of Waitangi. And, you know, is it? I don't think so. But it's brought it all up. So I think I'm grateful with that. I think I'm grateful for what's happened now, even though it's a sad thing, what's going on. But you wouldn't know unless it's all brought out to the surface, you know. So yeah, it's a tricky one, but it's probably a necessary one too, eh? Yeah. So
see, there you go again, Cams, with your angles. Me and Eric were talking about this guy and in his angles on our Star Wars podcast, and he made us look at Star Wars a little bit different. He had it again, comes in with his angles.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Yeah. Society is fascinating. You know, if you can look in the lens of someone on the outside looking in and seeing what's going on. Like, you know, one thing that really helps me with the way I think is this author. His name is Yuval Harari. He's Israelian, but he's a historian. So you might know his books. It's Homo Sapien. He's got a book named Sapien. But he talks about the history of human history. But he tells it like he's an alien in outer space looking down on us through history and saying, these guys, why are these guys doing this? Why are these guys doing that? You know, why is this war happening? Why does this war start? Or why do people with dark skin hate the people with white skin? Or vice versa, you know? Like, and it's kind of interesting the way he talks about human history like that, because it makes you do the same thing. It makes you go into the shoes of an alien looking down and seeing what's going on. So, yeah, I think that's the secret to how I see how the world works and stuff like that. But no, yeah. Sweet boys, moving on. We got Fia Poko of the week, so we gotta take care of that. We've missed them, man.
Yeah, sadly, sometimes we can't scroll through all of them at one time, and the one or two might get missed out. But if we go to our featured also, we'll start from the top 4. It should be 4 there. And this one's of a guy, for some reason, and this is an Instagram post one. He's on one knee. And he's got a can on top of his head. Move! Freaking dog just come and buff under here. So it's like, have you got that one up, Post? So, guy takes a knee. Like, I saw that and I was like, but why? But yeah, I don't know who reward the Fia Poko to. The guy who got down on his knee and trusted his friends that he was going to do something cool with the can. Or the guy who thought he had all the confidence in the world and fought.
Oh,
it wouldn't get you.
Ooh.
Oh, had the run up and all.
It was the run up for me. It was the run up for me.
Oh.
Jesus. But far well believe for the guy on the knee though.
Is that who gets the Fia Poko though?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get on my knee.
But this one here, bro, this is from, I was stressed during, was it? It says I was stressed. Oh, I can't pull it up. But it's a girl, she's obviously playing Connect, was that Noughts and Crosses? And she's got to shoot, this is at a live game, man. And this is honestly, this is one of those things when you watch and you're like, what are you doing? But I titled it, oh, for fuck's sakes, honestly. It's one of those. My anxiety, there we go.
So the funny thing about this, they don't know what they're doing when they're putting the Noughts and Crosses down there.
But the guy's like clearly saying, find an empty space. Like, find an empty space. Says it to her two or three times. Find an empty space. Like, have a look at what you're doing. And he says it here. Find an empty space. An empty space you got there. That's not empty. By the time she realizes, she tries to pick it up. Yeah, what, too lately, man?
But look, the other girl should have won with put it there.
And she put it in the wrong place. And then she goes back and like, what are you doing? Like, what is she doing? She oh gosh.
Oh, surely.
I have no words. I have no words.
It says, you didn't play Noughts and Crosses when you were a kid, eh?
Clearly didn't.
Oh, man.
And this one here is from Sports Juice, and it says an interview encouraging people to get into rock climbing. Oh my gosh. That shit can't be real, man. It's titled Aisoia.
Oi! The man gets up.
Would they really? Like, would they really have no clips or anything? Yeah.
Bro, because that's quite high.
Unless she actually went out without any like harness or anything, eh? What stupid, man.
Scar was at the top. Long live the king.
But it's just the way the
last one here is from the corporate offices BS, and it's titled "The One Time He Tried to Leave Work Early Without Anyone Noticing." And it's obviously looks like everyone's at a meeting and they're all facing whoever is talking, and this guy's trying to sneak away. And say, "Oh, Charlotte, the cone's there, mate. And what are you doing, mate?" Oh, you watch that in real time, bro, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, you just got here." Yeah, it's just about.
There's a cone and everything there.
That's what that cone is there for, guys.
Far out.
But I think it was the casualness for me, like just to look up. And I just go take a shortcut over here.
But it's the confidence, eh? The confidence is putting the foot down and there's something there. You know, like, so you must have not visited a construction site before, eh? You know, like, there's road cones, tape. When you're seeing roof iron on the floor, it's like, what? It's supposed to be on a roof, man. Yeah.
Chuck it over to you guys, man. What do you guys think?
I'm giving it to the Noughts and Crosses girls. Wow.
That was true, Dave.
Especially the one with the circle. Like, she would have won the game, man.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm with the Noughts and Crosses. It's like, silly. You're an only child, eh? Didn't know how to play Noughts and Crosses. So I was like, man, if that Noughts and Crosses game was to save my life, I was like, I tell you. Oh, man.
Would it be only child syndrome there? Because, like, you know, when you play by yourself and you end up going, no?
Yeah.
See a call off why.
You probably make yourself win there.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Jean-Claude Van Damme, man. That kick to the face was just man. That was like kick the tree moment. No, like plot twist. What if it was the guy on the knee that instigated it? Like, surely you'd be like, surely you can kick it off my head. Come on, bro. Give it a try.
Why though? Wait, but why would you do that?
Yeah, but the spin.
I think we're gonna go to the guy who knelt down on his leg, on his one knee to let his friend kick him in the head. and then to the anxiety place, man. Those two, yeah, mate,
man.
champions there. Shuttles.
Two boys. I've got an Uppercut award. So something came out in the Herald, and the headline goes: "New footage emerges showing on-duty Auckland police officer embracing woman by stripper pole." So,
Did you say Oakland? Oh, Oakland.
Auckland police, what's going on, man? So, yeah. So if you see the footage is on the Herald, it's like a black and white video, and it's like a house, someone's residence, and two uniformed cops are there, and there's a stripper pole, and a police officer in uniform. He's twirling around the pole, and he's caressing one of the girls there. Yeah, man, not a good look, eh? Not a good look. And when you're on duty, so why would you be doing that shit?
Yeah.
So yeah, Uppercut award to those cops. Probably the same cops that try to show off putting on the patches.
Yeah.
Put it past the most.
Yeah, straight uppercut movement, man, especially in the uniform, man.
Okay, food review. You've got one that's...
Oh man, yo, I just want to do a quick shout out to Ms. Faletau over at Henderson Media. So I went and picked up my daughter from the grad last night, and I didn't know, but you had to go pick the kids up from the hall. You know, so a lot of parents were like flooding the car park in that, man. So I got there in time. My daughter managed to walk to the front, and then T walked her out. And it was nice because I said to her, "How was the night?" She said it was all right. I said, should we go do some stories? And she said, "Yeah, why not?" So we did the stories there. We're driving on Lincoln Road, like all these fast food restaurants or takeaways all along the strip. And I was like, "Should we get a headheads?" And she says, "Yo," so we went to headheads. Went there, got us the $13 combo, and then I asked her, "Did you want a tab burger or did you want a NZ burger?" And she said, "Oh, just give me a combo like the number one special, which is a hamburger, decent sized burger." She got a can of Pepsi for $13. I got the Kiwi burger, which is $11 there, just the burger, and we shared the chips. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, because it's been almost a year since I had one of these burgers. They hit the spot, man. They hit the spot, boys. And I'm telling you, like, because I remember then, maybe my grip has gotten better. Because I managed to squish the burger big enough that I could fit it in my mouth, man. So watching my daughter finish this hamburger and me having this burger, which was almost maybe double the size of the burger she had, but it went down good, man. It went down good. And I'll give you a comparison. So for dessert, we went through McDonald's, but then I offered my daughter, "Did you want anything else?" And she goes, "Oh, yo, I have a McFlurry. I'll have was that I forgot what one it was. Cookies and cream. Was that cookies and cream?"
Yep.
The cookies and cream McFlurry, and I might as well get a 10-pack chicken nuggets. So I go, "Sweet." She goes, "You should taste the Kiwi burger here then." I go, "Oh yeah, why not?" So I got me a Kiwi burger from Macca's. So I want to head to head with the McDonald's Kiwi burger, which has the beetroot and the egg. Bro, I'm gonna say headheads takes the win, bro. First place every day, all day, man. Reason why? For $11, and then the size and the portion size, man. I'm thinking, bro, stack these two burgers with a Whopper, you're gonna get pretty full on the Kiwi burger from Headheads, eh? Because it was hard to eat, but like, man, the flavors was there, man. Surprisingly, the flavor was there. The only thing I removed from the burger was the tomato.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, man, shit, that's still a good burger, eh? Still a good burger, man. And yeah, I had a couple of chicken nuggets to go with that Kiwi burger just to feel like it was gonna do any good, like punch back up versus the Headheads Kiwi burger. But it didn't do it, eh? So, bro, just for last night's event, because my daughter had a great dance and it was just me and her stalling. Bro, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 stars out of 5, man. And yeah, that crushes the McDonald's Kiwi burger, bro. Because yeah, man, like I think in my mind and by memory, the Kiwi burger was a good burger. Like, get on the piss and then I'll just have a couple of those or just one of those, and that's enough to hit the spot.
Yep.
But the fact that I was so hungry enough to have the Kiwi burger and McDonald's having it after I had that burger, was like, so then, it's not as good, eh? You know what I mean? See, I didn't even know if I'd eaten the Kiwi burger from Macca's first and then had the Headheads burger. Bro, the Headheads burger wins, bro, hands down. So shout out to those guys, bro. That burger's still gold, eh? $11 at the moment. Yeah, go see those guys if you're hungry up until 4 o'clock, Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah, man. I might go get a Headers burger after this, hey.
Man, I might see you there. Shucks. Yeah, I find the McDonald's burgers dry. Eh? Find them dry. Especially the Kiwi burger, the McDonald's one. Because the egg they put in the Kiwi burger and the McDonald's, it seems too perfect, eh? Like,
fully cooked.
Like, yeah, like
or
dry too. Yeah. But yeah, man, might take a visit to Headheads tonight, bro.
What's Headheads? Headheads, mate.
Yeah.
I used to always get the Yukon burger at Headheads, eh? But that was back when the
It is a popular one, eh?
When the Middle Eastern family used to own it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Headheads back in the day, their chips were better, eh?
Yeah.
The fries.
100. Everything was better.
They were like French fries, eh? Proper French fries. Now they're like chips, like we get the takeaway chips.
But they put the chicken salt sprinkle on it, and they used to hit, man.
So there's the spicy machine still there?
Yeah, the street fighter machine's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, honestly, man, that Kiwi burger, man, hit that spot, eh?
It's that beetroot egg combination, man.
Yeah, the beetroot egg, yeah. But even the lettuce and the onion, like, even the patty, like, I remember Cam's always saying, sometimes the patties were better. But when I had it with the, I think the luncheon, shit was good, man. I thought, this is nice, eh? This is real good. But yeah, sadly, McDonald's Kiwi burger wasn't punchy in there. It's like, unlucky, man.
Bakerfield has a Kiwi burger version. Forgot the name of it. I think it's... Yeah, they got the beetroot and egg in one of their burgers.
Eesh.
It's okay. It's juicy. You know, we'll do a special what have you been watching. Pick a movie or TV series this year. That's number one this year that you guys have watched.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yo.
I'll go first, man. Has to be Tulsa King, eh? I think if you go back and watch it, or if you watch a rerun of or a roundup of the season 1 and season 2 on YouTube, and then watch it, shit, man, it's good. Eh? It's a good story, man. I think it's close to Sopranos, but if you think about if you think about the storyline, a guy does 25 years for the mob, and his payment when he comes out, because he took the rap for one of the head of the families, he gets sent away. So when he gets banished, he gets sent away to start from scratch for 25 years of loyalty to his family, and he pretty much builds his family, like his so-called family, from nothing. Gets him, and the good thing about it is that it's multicultural. Like, he's got a black guy, he's got an Asian, he's got an Italian, like he's got all these different people working for him. But how much that empire grows, because he obviously catches feels, man. Because New York, the family that sent him away, obviously here, bro, this he's doing good things in Tulsa, and it's legit. But it's just the riffraff of like the boundaries of who runs certain areas, man. And that's here too, bro. Like, you know, obviously in town, a certain club runs town. That's certainly out west. You don't see that club in town out west. But it's how that unfolds, man. And it's pretty good, eh? Like, when I watched it back on YouTube just to catch up for the season 2, and then the spoilers that I saw, man, I was like, fuck, that's good, bro. But if you've ever got time to watch it, eh, it's on TVNZ, eh?
Yeah.
Plus, bro, and yeah, man, I feel like I got to the point like I had to watch it, then I'd stop. I don't want to binge watch it because I wanted something to see for next week. Because usually if you get 2 or 3 episodes, you know, it's always got the third episode that's new. It got to that point like, nah, I want to watch it. I want to actually watch it out, you know, and every time they release a new one. But yeah, that'll be my one for this year, bro. It's Tulsa King.
Nice. Yeah, this is a good show. And you put it in the perspective where I didn't really think about much, but you're right. The territory is there, the way it's... Because he comes in and starts from scratch in Oklahoma. But no one really takes notice of that territory,
Yeah,
until he starts making money on his own. Then they come in and, oh man, you owe us a piece. Hey, you weren't even here before. Like, what are you talking about, you know?
Yeah, but that's it, eh? And like, yeah, like hearing someone that's old school being told to kick up to someone who's got had nothing to do with him being sent there, It's
Yeah.
like, who the fuck are you? He's like, but you can't talk to him. He's like, my boss. And he's fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
that's the way Sly was, you know. He's like, I don't give a shit, man. I built this up. This is mine. These guys, I didn't kick up to these guys in New York either. So nah, that was cool, man. Like, very makes you.
See, that's the versatility of Sylvester Stallone. Eh? Like, he's old, but he's still making movies, man. He's still in film. He's still in TV. But he's still acting, man. He's still doing good jobs. Eh? I mean, he does a good job on Thomas the King. Now, Arnold, he's busy retired now. You know, he's busy with his political stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good call. How about you, Eddie? What's the best thing you've watched this year?
Damn. Because I haven't finished Sopranos. So I don't.
Oh, you can say Sopranos.
I want to finish it, from start to finish. So I think it's on its way to being like my favorite show. Yeah,
But you've done season 1, though, eh?
I'm on
Season 2.
I'm nearly finished season 2. Yo.
Oh, okay.
So I'm and I'm like you. I don't want to watch too much because I feel like if you watch more than 2 episodes, it doesn't sink in the story.
Yeah.
You know, when you binge watching, you just force feed yourself.
And you forget what happens.
Yeah. But I think because I don't want to do recent bias with Sopranos, but I think my favorite show I watched this year will probably be Shogun. I like the being immersed in feudal Japan without the influences of the West. You know how like you got 47 Ronin and The Last Samurai, which are like good films, but they're Hollywood productions. Whereas Shogun, it's like I think it is a Hollywood production, but they showed a lot of respect to the source material. And the way Japanese people deal with politics is very different. They say one thing, but it means something else. Japanese people are real polite, but their knives are sharp. You know what I mean? So no, I'll give it to Shogun. But
What's that on?
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, sure. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
So it's basically it's based on actual events, but the gist of the story is a guy united all the clans of Japan. Like he was a powerful shogun that united. They call him the Taiko, but unfortunately he didn't have kids, and then he finally had a child, but he was on his deathbed, so he was like quite old, 60. So he said to all the warlords, "You have to obey these 5 that I choose," and he chose 5 regions. And then he passes away. So the story takes off of these 5 regions vying for power while the son is still growing up. Yeah. I don't want to say anymore, but that's it. Yeah. Shogun will be my number 1 pick for this year.
Nice. Yeah, Shogun's a famous book, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old book.
Yeah. And it's a good book because it uses historical events in the background. Yeah. It's good.
Oh, gee. I've seen it. I've seen that one.
It's religious based too, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, like, you got Christian and Buddhists. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Sorry, lads, I'm just having some technical difficulties down here in Napier. But, what do you call it? So I'm a hard-out animation enemy. I like my anime and animation. And the one that really stuck out to me was Twilight of the Gods. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix. It's actually directed by Zack Snyder. He so it gives a real, because everyone's exposed. It's about Thor and the Norse gods. So it's all based around the Norse gods. So everyone's got the old Marvel superhero, lens of Thor and Loki.
Yep.
And Odin. But Twilight of the Gods. It might be cartoon. So there, A-R-E-T, man. And it's like, it's just it's something it's actually like reading some of the reviews. So it's kind of true to the actual legends. Like, Marvel makes it, marketing in that. But these guys, pretty close to the actual legends. And some of the scenes, you just like, whoa, you get that it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
So that one's a real cool one. If you're into that, that's my. And a special mention to Shortland Street. Just to head down it. I kind of, when I hooked into it, man, I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna come out. I'm a Shorty fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Zack Snyder, is he any good doing anime rather than his live action?
Well, that's actually because with anime, like it's kind of like you're not limited, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can do like scenes and shots that would be quite difficult doing it in live action, or even though you got CGI, but
Yeah, it's visually appealing.
yeah. So yeah, that's what appeals me to animation or growing up, because they could do things that live action couldn't do.
As a fan, I've got this love-hate thing with Zack Snyder, because I love his style and I love his vision. And because I listened to him, he came on Joe Rogan's podcast. I love his attitude. I love his passion for comic books and that world. What about storytelling? It sucks, man.
Yeah.
And the style is great, but the style doesn't work on Superman. In Man of Steel, like, he's not dark, man. He's I kind of liked the Justice League, but it was kind of too dark. Like, his style is good for Watchmen. Like, that was perfect for him. When he did that. But
yeah, Watchmen was good.
And sort of like his Rebel Moon stuff was okay, but still was like my best thing on TV this year was Industry, the last season of Industry. I talked about it before on the podcast. But man, I love that show. It's pretty serious. I don't know if you guys have a chance to watch it, but it's a show about what goes on in London's version of Wall Street, and it's that world, and it's pretty out of it, like the way you have to work in this industry, how you make money every day. But we were talking about millions of dollars, that pass through those walls, and the what do you call it? I don't know what they call the Wall Street version in London. That building of the egg looks like an egg. It's like
yeah. It's not
the
far from
financial district. Yeah. So it's a series about working in that environment, and how these people are like unlikable characters, because they're greedy, and it's all about making money every day.
Is that series in it? Oh no, I don't think it. And there's a scene that they're at a sushi bar, or am I thinking about another series altogether?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
That's sugar.
I was just thinking, because I've seen the scene at a sushi bar, and it's quite a good scene, but I don't know where it came.
Yeah. So Industry. I think it was season 3. I think that's the last one. Season 3. Okay, boys. Man, finally come to the final last words. We did the second to last words last night. Now it's the final last words for the year 2024. Start with you, Kelvin.
Oh man. Now I gotta bring a Samoan one out here. I've heard this one actually before. I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? E pala le papa ai le pala upu, or something like that. Like the rock will crumble, but words don't. That's my one. Like, especially at this time. Like, be mindful of your words, because they carry everyone's, when you talk, carries mana when you talk to people. And so just remember, because words dig deep. The rock can be eroded away with the wind, the water, but the words stay strong. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2025. Reload the clip. Reload the clip. Yeah. But yeah, that's my final words for 2024.
Yo, shots I want Ranger.
Oh man. Final words, man. Like, first and foremost, I want to thank shout out and thank Vailima, man. For 9, he's always commented on all our videos, and I feel he's been a part of this team as well. You know, since I've jumped in. Want to thank Leti and Kelvin and Cameron for providing this space for me to express my viewpoints. And I just want to thank all the Empty Out the Clip boys that have been on before me as well, like you know, Eric and Harvey and all them boys. Just want a special thank to all them boys, even the people in the Facebook group. Been awesome. But yeah, my last words is probably just be safe, man. Just you know, I want everyone to be back here next year. You know, like I don't want to hear someone's drowned. You know, like this year's been full of loss. You know, for all of us. So next year, hopefully 2025 should be like better. Surely the Broncos can take out a grand final, please. But yeah, be safe over the Christmas holidays. Don't stress. Everything always comes out right. To that lady, pick up your turkey on Monday morning, please. I have it ready for you. But yeah, Seki, nah. Yeah, be safe. Seki.
Yeah, usos. Man, the butcher and someone ranger, man. Man, some makua mafangi kala sole. Yeah, no, firstly just wanted to I appreciate you guys for giving us the opportunity to break bread and share yarns and a bit of our own perspectives as we every week that we jump on. I just wanted to acknowledge our festive team that's over in Dubai at the moment, and that tour's usually made up of young cats that will probably be playing 1A in the next couple of years. I wanted to make another shout out to Mr. Sirlalo Gopsta, because he managed to get his boy over there representing Pepakura High. So Pepakura's over there with Westlake and Custom Boys High School. Good work, Togo. I know you've put a lot of energy in trying to make that happen for him. And also to the staff at Custom Boys for giving the boys the opportunity to get out of West Auckland, you know, and go see the world. So the opportunities like that get presented to a lot of kids, like they've never dreamed that they've been to Dubai. So I've never even been to Dubai. So good on the staff for trying to push that initiative every year. But my last words is just go like me, man. Like it's precious, eh? So you want to spend it with everyone and anyone you can, like, and make the most of it, you know. Producer Cam's coming for a cut today, and I know that cut would have probably taken me 15 minutes if I wanted to, but I just wanted to spend that time just to let, you know, share him how much he's worthy of being, you know, groomed by me, myself, on a leanga leg. Almost so that this that time that people like that face to face sort of people time that you don't, you know, the shop's hasn't been busy, so I appreciate the support, you know, and just being able to share that space with people. But yeah, man, yeah, no, thanks for always answering the call. Like even the time changes, like I said, man, time's of the essence, and time doesn't stand still for nobody. And yeah, man, and then saying that, man, like I say, week in, week out, man, you know what it is. Get a little late in all of it.
Yeah.
Nice one, boys. Man, can't say thank you enough, to you guys for jumping on, because, you know, without you guys, there will be no Empty Out the Clip, man. Don't say it's for me, because, man, I just build it and they will come. And we're going to put some more, because I'm really excited. As though we had a really good year. Really excited for what's going to come up next year and all the ideas going on in my head, man. Like, gonna attack next year with full force, man. Like, I'm just excited to get my ideas out in reality, you know. Like, we've done it with the WesWes Sports magazine, you know. That was just an idea, and we've pushed that out. Still got the website stuff to do. Still got plans on that. Got plans for the podcasts too. Like, try and get some more podcasts out there as well. So yeah, man, just can't thank you guys enough. It's been awesome. It's been an awesome year and awesome journey as well. WesWes Network's been on since 2019, I think. 2019.
Yeah.
Since we started with the first podcast back on 135. It was me and Avi. It was me and Avi started back on 135, episode 1. And then it branched out to empty out the clip the following year, I think. Oh no, during COVID, empty out the clip started. And it was interesting, because when we when we were thinking what to do with empty out the clip, we wanted to be like it was a different format, right? It was like I think it was 3 topics, 15 minutes each, and you had to debate like there's that show on ESPN, the Pardon the Interruption, where they argue for 2 minutes on each topic. It was supposed to be something like that, and we'll just pick topics that happen during the week on the news. So now we're at episode, this is 168. So 168 episodes is still going strong, and you're right. Just what you said, Eddie, when you gave thanks to all the guys that came on empty out the clip in the past. Yeah, man, just pretty much everyone has had a run through it, But
the EOTC Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so we're just getting started, boys. Just getting started. So yeah, hope you guys have a good holiday. Everyone out there has a good holiday. Christmas around the corner, and New Year's. Everybody be safe. Come back next year. Do it again full blast. Thanks, boys. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo.